Hello everybody! Today, we're going to see some characteristics of expository and argumentative texts. Some written tasks, such as essays, reviews, or reaction papers, may require both exposition and argumentation in the same text, so you will need to adapt them to suit your purposes. Exposition is a type of discourse used to explain, describe, or inform. Some good examples of an expository text are news articles, instruction manuals, or textbooks. Expository texts use a neutral and objective tone to give the reader an idea of the issue. On the other hand, we use argumentative texts to convince the reader of the validity of our point of view. And in order to do this, you must use evidence and facts to prove whether or not a thesis is true. A fact is defined as something that is known to have happened or to exist. There are different kinds of argumentative texts depending on their purpose. They can be essays, research papers, advertising, reaction texts, letters to the editor, among others. They can also be divided depending on the kinds of arguments given. They can be emotive, affective arguments or rational, logical arguments. The latest are always stronger because they are based on facts and evidence. Let's see an example. You want to convince somebody to vote for a bill to forbid mining in your hometown. If you say, please, we have to do whatever it takes so that kids won't have to suffer from breathing diseases. This is an emotive, affective argument, which is trying to make you feel bad for the kids. But if you mention facts, such as, according to a study led by this university, the children between 0 and 10 years old who live in mining towns tend to suffer from breathing diseases as much as 50% more than kids from non-mining towns, then you are using rational, logical arguments. However, no matter what kind of argumentative text you are writing, they usually follow the same basic structure: an introduction, a body, and a conclusion, accompanied by a list of citations and sources if used. In the introduction, you lead the reader into the topic and state your thesis clearly. In the body, you begin by making points that support your overall position. Then, you present opposing arguments and refute them with new evidence. Finally, the conclusion is the paragraph where you compile all of your arguments to convince the reader that your position is valid. Now, let's take a deeper look at a very popular kind of writing that must combine both opinion and facts about any current issue: the letter to the editor. Letters to the editor are one of the most read sections of newspapers and magazines. They respond to a recent article or editorial. There are different reasons why a person decides to write a letter to the editor. 1. They want to express they are angry about any particular issue. 2. They want to publicly congratulate somebody who has done something outstanding. 3. They found some misinformation in an article or editorial and want it corrected, among many other reasons. Every newspaper or magazine has a different requirement regarding the length of its letters, but it is suggested that the letter is not longer than 200 words. A 200-word letter to the editor will not be long enough to cover all the arguments that can be given, so the writer must only focus on one major point and provide evidence to support that issue. This will help the reader identify on a personal level with the issue given. Now you're ready to analyze expository and argumentative texts. That's all for today. Keep on working hard. See you soon.